Okay, we are back. We are exactly halfway through our adventure at this point. We are 3 rounds down, 3 to go. So, see what we fancy from this point. We have just increased our hand limit to 6, which is a nice advantage to have. So, let's reveal our starting hand. Chill, March, Rage, Determination, Force of Nature, and a Wound to clog things up from the start here. From where we're at, we've got a couple of options. We do have... No, we didn't roll any blue mana in the source here. It had the green, white and black, so we can't go and take care of this altar, flipping our ability for blue mana, plus the crystal we have, unfortunately. So, don't have influence here. But we can get 4 movement, maybe 5, 6, to at least get to the monastery. 4 movement using 3 mana, die from the source. 5, 6. And that will allow us to move 3, 4, 5, 6 to the monastery because it's night, so movement only costs 3 through the desert. Hit on that. I think that's probably the best we're going to do. Our other option could be we move to this space here. We're ready to potentially attack these and reveal what's here. Just realised I've not got any tokens. No, we've definitely killed. We've killed 2 enemies. No, I think we killed 1 enemy with this token and he summoned these, didn't they? But I'm not completely convinced. So the reason that came to mind, those tokens can be spent for influence, and I'm fairly certain we should have one, but let's just use our 6 movement here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 onto the monastery. That leaves us hopefully able to recruit next turn and pick up the ice mages. That would be really good. Or actually potentially diplomacy to gain the influence to get the ice mages on the next round. Oh, I didn't do always skip this. We didn't choose a tactic. I think I'll go with sparing power. There's essentially a good chance, considering we're into the core tiles, that we might come across a city this round, but equally a city would be pretty tough to take on the 4th round. So having sparing power build up would be really useful. So we'll take this, which means the dummy player should have gone first. 1, 2, 3. It's white. He has 1 white crystal, so 1 more card. So then it would be our turn, and sparing power would just accumulate 1 card underneath it at the start of that turn. We'll take our move, re-roll this mana die. Oof, gold. It's depleted already, and discard. The dummy player, I really like his tactic, but he was always going to go before us. We had 6. He's on 3. He has 2 red crystals. That's quite nice. He's got rid of blue and red cards, which he has the most crystals for. On our turn, let's draw back up 2, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we place one card under Sparing Power. So we still don't have any influence, which is very unfortunate. I think we'll go ahead and use our skill token to draw 2 more cards. It's going to be worthwhile. We could move into the tomb. It would cost us 3 movement to get there. But with a black mana die in the source, we do have the opportunity. We would be able to use the stronger effect of Lethal Chill. They don't attack and they'd get armor -4. That could be a really useful way of taking out a Draconum that is guarding that tomb. We've got siege attack. We could use mana draw. Get 2 dice from the source. We could get both the black and perhaps white for the range. Endless gem pouch. Yeah, we're in a pretty good situation. Let's. I know we needed one of these. Needed the movement, perhaps, didn't we? But let's draw those 2 cards then. Hopefully we get a nice movement. So we'll flip this and get a green mana token and 2 additional cards. So unfortunately no extra movement, but what I think we'll do, we've got Threaten. We could get that influence we want now. And then go and fight the Draconum next. We wouldn't be able to necessarily come back, but if we're defeating the Draconum, we're going to perhaps buy the Call to Arms spell, and that does let us recruit units. So yeah, I think let's spend Threaten. What we'll do is we'll use the white die in the source on mana draw. So using the white die, we can set this gold die in the source to a colour of our choice. And if we set it oh no, we wanted to use 2 dice from the source, didn't we? Because we want to take that black mana. We could turn the gold die black. Yeah, let's do that. At least it replenishes the dice. So although we can't use both of these black mana this round, at least it's available. We can use any mana on Threaten as movement. So we get move 3, playing this card sideways using this ability to get onto this tile. And let's draw a Draconum. Okay, we've got, I believe it's a Bone Dragon. Death Dragon. So it has Assassinate, so it has to assign its damage to us. It can't go to units, but we still don't have any. and if it deals us any damage, if we don't completely block it, it would paralyze us. So we are going to want to use our lethal chill. We still have 1 black mana, and we will use our blue mana crystal that the target doesn't attack this round. Excellent. It also gets armor -4 to bring it down to 5 attack. Okay, so I think, yeah, let's flip this skill token as well. Take a blue crystal and a red token. We can power up Rage for 4 and spend Swiftness sideways for 5, and just put this blue crystal back in our bank. Now we did have, yeah, we had the green mana token, didn't we, from our ability to draw 2 extra cards. I was wondering where this extra mana came from. Unfortunately, I mean, we'd either waste a black mana or a green mana. We've got our choice as to which one powers up Threaten here. I prefer to keep Force of Nature. Yeah, I think that's fine. That will be enough to kill the dragon. This one does also gain us a token. So we get 1 from the Vampiric. This token here is the Amulet of Reawakening. You can pick a card at random from your discard pile and put it on the bottom of your deep deck, and at the end of your turn draw as if your hand limit is 1 higher. Little reference to what all the potential ones from the 2 factions do. As well, you can trade them in at a town for 1 fame or 3 reputation. But let's give ourselves the 6 fame for defeating this token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We do not get the reputation. It's not a rampaging enemy. We don't get 2 rep from it. But we do get our choice of spell. And I think, although Demolish, ignoring slight fortifications is really good. Considering we're going to be making assaults against fortifications. Yeah, I think that is still better than Call to Arms. This one will drop off if we don't take it this turn. Call to Arms, we've got potential to get by other methods. So I think actually, although the whole point of doing this was to get Call of Arms so we can recruit some units, I think instead Demolish to remove fortifications is going to be just too good to miss. So we'll take this. We will also use our Endless Gem Pouch just to completely finish off our turn. 2 black, so we get 2 more fame. Fame was actually hoping for crystals that time. And we do actually still need 1 more thing. We need 2 artifacts, of which we can keep 1. We've got Book of Wisdom. Throw away an action card to gain an advanced action from the advanced action offer. That's the same color as the action you threw away. Pretty good. Or Bag of Gold for the influence and fame. Okay, I think we need to go for this so that we can recruit some units, but throwing away an action card to get an advanced action is really strong. Yeah, but if we don't have any units, and we do have access to strong units at this point, we're going to be in a pretty tricky situation. So let's go for the bag of gold and actually get some units. Units I like to think of are basically attack cards that don't clog up your deck. They just sit there. Like an action card, you can only use them once per round unless you've got a few special cards that may let you refresh them. But ultimately, they can sit there, and when you need an attack, you've got it without having to, as we've done, play a lot of cards sideways ineffectively. So, cards as well. Tokens. Reroll our mana die to white. So we can mark this tomb as having been conquered. So our options, we can go back to the monastery and recruit a unit. Essentially exploring these couple of tiles as well. That 2 fame we'll get from using this bag of gold would level us up as well. So I think spending our influence is what we want to do next round. Dummy player, 3 cards, and it's green, so reveal 1 more. He has 6 cards left, so he's going to play 1, 2, 3 more rounds, or 2 rounds and declare end of round even. So our new hand, we have our spell. Oh, I should have put this on top of our deck, but we knew we were going to get the spell. Refresh that. Tremor, which is a great combination if you're reducing or removing fortifications, because that reduces all enemies' armor. So you could knock out a lot of them in the siege range phase. Stamina 2, 4, 5, and steady. Okay, so we've got plenty of movement. We can't use white mana. So essentially we'll want to just discard a card from our hand with that white mana. 3 movement, but let's think of our options here. So 3 movement to just get straight back here. Fine, simple. Oh, I should have added 1 despairing power as well. Or we could go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and just reveal these locations this time round, leaving us next to the monastery if we wanted to jump back in there, or potentially jump on a couple of spaces here. If we did recruit, we could spend the 4 fame. Yeah, we're still quite a way short. Potentially we'd have to use this token for 7. And we're at -1, so that brings us back down to 6. We could get ambush. That lets us use move and then get a bonus to attack or block, whichever we play first, or get diplomacy. Gives you influence, and we can use influence as block. I'm tempted to use all our movement cards now just to take them out of our deck. If we only move onto the monastery, we're not really advancing through. So yeah, So we'll spend 2, 4, and Force of Nature. Let's just check this card. Does it say you may add 1 mana to a card played sideways? So I don't think there's anything stopping us from using a black mana in this instance, since it's night and we have black mana available to us. So that would give us 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 movement, and we'd need 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7 to reveal these spaces. Yeah, let's go with that. So our first tile here, we've got a crystal mine for any color. We have a keep, but it will be a face down token because it's night, and then 2 rampaging enemies, and then in this space okay, and another keep, again face down, and the Draconum. That one's fortified even though it's not in a city, and we have the white city. So with cities, first city we're going to have is level 5, so this one needs 2 white tokens and a grey token. And if we do manage to conquer the white city, we can hire any unit nice option there. I think I'd quite like to conquer that keep, because with the way this water is situated, we're going to have to go through this other keep to get to this city. So if we were to take down this keep, which should be fairly easy for us, we'll get a nice big hand bonus when we assault the white city, and we'll probably have to do it twice. Take it out. Yeah, we'll end our turn there. Okay, so the dummy player. 1, 2, 3. Red, so he'll draw 2 more, leaving him just that 1 card in his deck. We need to re-roll the black mana. It is white again. We have Swiftness, March, and Tranquility. So we'll probably just spend Tranquility to get rid of this wound. Okay. An easy option. So this letting us destroy target enemy is only in the attack phase, so that comes after we would have to deal with their attack against us. It's also night, so getting into that keep is quite troublesome in and of itself. Oh, should have added 1 more card as well. So yeah, let's go to the monastery then. Very worthwhile. Yeah, we go 2 movement, 4 movement, back onto the monastery. We can use influence 4. 5, 6, 7, and spend this token 8, 9, 10, which at -1 is a 9 influence, and recruit the ice mages. And they've got a siege attack ability, which is really nice. Let's do that. 3 movement, although we're spending 4 movement from our cards. Discard this token. These cards. And we get 2 fame from that interaction as well, which does level us up. That's another nice thing about it. So we need to re-roll this dice. Oh, another black. And we're also healing, so we can get rid of this. So we've recruited a unit. Upon leveling up, we will get 2 skill tokens, or potentially. Okay, so our tokens are quite hard to see on this. We've got a siege attack, which could be ice, or for every 4, no, every color crystal, I believe, isn't it? Gain 1 influence for each different color crystal in your inventory. So if we had 4 different colors of crystals, we'd get 4 extra influence. We do have 2 different colors of crystal. So it is a nice bonus of 2 influence, but I think this 1 siege attack, considering we've just recruited the ice mages, is going to be the way to go. This is a 1 attack every round. In terms of the advanced action, oh, again, focus, I need a new camera for this. In terms of advanced action, pathfinding for the movement, and it reduces the move cost of all terrain, is reduced by 1, so that's very useful, particularly considering we need to get over the keeps. All units get attack or block value increased, isn't great for us. Pay a wound, or gain a wound, pay 1 mana of any colour, and gain a card of that colour from the advanced action. I think I'm going to go pathfinding. We've picked up a lot of extra movement cards this time round, but I think that movement's pretty good for us right now, so we can get over to the keep. And I think we might have to abandon this keep and just move up to this one. It will still give us an extra hand limit of 2 when we assault the city, but we are down to only 4 cards, so actually we're going to draw all of these now, plus what we have in sparing power for 8 cards, and we'll have to just see what we can get done with that. The dummy player only has 1 card left. He will play that. We have these flipping over sparing power. Okay. We've got a good few options in front of us. We've got white and black mana in the source, which doesn't really help us with what we have here, unless we wanted to gain another card before we move. We do know we're going to have 1 more turn after this. We've got no ranged attack. Is it worth fighting both keeps? No, I think for the extra 1 card that we'd draw, it's just not worth the extra movement. So the keep would cost us 4 movement to get onto that terrain. So we'd want to play pathfinding to reduce all terrain down by 1 to a minimum of 2. That'd be 2 for the desert and 3 for the plains, I believe it is. So we can use 3 movement from mountain lore plus pathfinding. That would be sufficient. And then at that point we have to commit to it once we've revealed the token. Yeah, let's go for it. So we're going to spend 2 movement using pathfinding because it reduces the cost of the terrain, and then 3 movement to assault keep. And we have, okay, that's a pretty nice card. They've got swiftness, an attack of 4, but only 4 armor. We can definitely deal with this. We've got our shield bash we picked up a long time earlier, which gives us block 3, but also double against swiftness, or block 5, double against swiftness, and armor -1 for each point we exceed it by. So we can get a blue mana token from Will Focus to power this and get block 5, which would actually be block 10 against swiftness, increasing its armor down to 2. And then because we have our catapult, we'd only need 1 more attack to kill it. We could just spend a card sideways. Otherwise, we could use our ice mages for their siege attack 4 and kill it that way. But I prefer no. So here's an option. I'm trying to think of a way to avoid using our blue crystal. So the basic ability here, block 3, counting twice against swiftness. That effectively leaves just 1 point of attack doubled because of swiftness. We just need 2 more block. We can play a card sideways. Yeah, play a card sideways with a mana from the source to get 3 additional blocks. So we're over by 1. And then we can use improvisation actually we don't even need to do the attack. We'd be over by 1, 2 attack, 3 attack, 4 attack. We don't have the movement to assault the city, but we'd have a lot of movement left over. We'll focus here. Is there a better way? I suppose keeping Crystal Joy and Will Focus and just picking up the 2 crystals on our final turn is probably going to be our best option. We'll focus to get a green, and Crystal Joy, there's guaranteed to be a white crystal here. Yeah, let's do that. So we've already played our cards here to move in, so just dealing with the combat phase. Shield Bash without powering it up is block 3, doubled against swiftness. Perfect, we get 6 of the 8 we need. Influence with a mana gives us 3 extra, reduces his attack, his defense therefore by 1, because we've gone over using the, oh no, that's only the stronger ability. That's fine. If we're using improvisation, we get the attack. We need 3, 4 anyway. Yes, perfect. So we lose a reputation, we will gain 1, 2, 3 fame, and we can place another token on a conquered site. And we are adjacent to the city, so we will be able to see who's in there. Yeah, we're not going to be using the Ice Mage's abilities, but we can gain a blue mana token and a blue crystal from them. Yeah, that's good. Let's re-roll this dice. White. We'll leave the reveal actually for the city for the start of the next round, the day phase, since we won't really be able to assault him anyway. We'd take a heck of a lot of wounds if we tried it with only Crystal Joy and Will Focus. So the dummy player declares end of round. We will activate the Ice Mages for that blue mana token and crystal. So 1 crystal there. We'll take a green crystal from Will Focus. Crystal Joy will actually use our other blue crystal, the blue mana token from the Ice Mages, to power it up. And what we'll do is take a white crystal instead, because we don't have white. We've got 2 blue, a red and a green, but that at least gives us flexibility. We've got every type of mana available to us for round. Put that into our bag. Unfortunately, we don't have any other cards in our hand to discard, but since the dummy player is called end of round anyway, that's not a great loss. And I think we finally removed all of the wounds from our deck. Yes, just had a quick look through. We are wound free going into the final day. So we've got 1 day and 1 night left to conquer these 2 cities. Fortunately, we are right next to one of these cities, so we can hopefully get straight in there next round. I think we can't dally around much more than we have done. So let's reset these tokens. We'll be able to use those again. We should have revealed another card, and this red card will enter the dummy deck. And he gets a green crystal. These gold, silver, gold. Spending. Just re-roll the source. Oh, I'll take that as gold before it slid off the edge. Okay. Oh, flip the board over. Excellent. So we are. I normally always forget something on here. No, I think we're all tidied up and ready to start the next day. So I will see you then. Take care and bye for now.